Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing an 8-4 Magic Origins draft. Outland Colossus opened. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome card. Very efficient, very powerful card, so easy first pick. Other notable cards in here. I like Bounding Crisis. I love when I get a chance to play that. Goblin Glory Chaser's pretty good. Disperse. Leaf Gilder's good. Nothing else too crazy in here. I think Leaf Gilder's probably the second strongest card outside of multicolor cards. But Colossus number 1. I like it. Okay. Well, I think second pick's going to be Taupe and Freeblade. The only on-color card is Yiva's Force Mage, and it seems like Taupe and Freeblade is the strongest card in this pack by a mile, although Eroisi's Champion's pretty good. I never get a chance to play this card. Whenever I'm red-white, I just typically don't see it, but I think it's very good. Anyway, Freeblade all day, every day. Okay, I'm fine taking a Swift Reckoning here. Stays on color with our Taupe and Freeblade. Well, Titanic Growth's the only playable green card. I don't like the Vine Snare. Clear the Forward Order is another playable white card. And there's a Lightning Javelin in here, which is pretty decent. But Swift Reckoning is a nice, easy pickup. I mean, the only problem with Swift Reckoning is if you're playing Beatdown, it can be kind of lackluster, since the creature has to be tapped for you to destroy it. But like, it doesn't work that well alongside Taupe and Freeblade, but it's still a removal spell and a pretty efficiently costed one, so we'll take it. Okay, interesting. So we have Grasp of the Hieromancer in white, which is good. We have Bounding Crisis, which makes us do blue. We could also take Orchard Spirit. I mean, Grasp is going to work really well with Taupe and Freeblade. Orchard Spirit's pretty good, though. I've come to like Grasp quite a bit. Yeah, it's really between Grasp and Orchard Spirit. Not exactly sure what I like more. Might just be Grasp, I guess. There's just still a small chance I don't end up in green, even though I'd like to for this Outland Colossus. I guess I'll take the Grasp. I think that could go either way. Okay. So now there's Auramancer, which works well with the Grasp of the Hieromancer. Eyeblight Massacre, which is a decent removal spell. Seems like it might be the strongest card in this pack. Actually, not even that bad in a Taupe and Freeblade deck. No good green cards. Auramancer's typically pretty unexciting, even when you're running a Grasp of the Hieromancer. I guess I'll take Eyeblight Massacre. Could be a sign. There's certainly some matchups where it's nice to have, if we end up in black, that is. But nothing else terribly exciting in here. Subterranean Scout works well with Taupe and Freeblade. I'm going to take the Massacre and see what that does for us. Oh, wow. Now a bunch of red cards. Boggart Brute and Skyraker Giant. There is an Evolutionary Leap which can help us find our Outland Colossus, and it's a rare. There's also Celestial Flare in white, which is certainly removal. Decent. Charging Griffin. Not the biggest fan, but certainly a playable white card. All this red, could this be considered late red? Yeah, I think it could. I do think Leap's pretty good, though. I'd like to play the Outland Colossus, but definitely no one taking red cards out of here is pretty surprising. I'm going to take the Leap over the Flare and the Boggart Brute and Skyraker Giant because I think I'd still like to play Colossus, and Leap has been pretty decent for me, actually. Alright, I guess I'll take a Gorger here. I mean, there's a late Clash of Wills, Call the Full Moon, but Gorger is at least playable. It's just not terribly exciting. Okay. I think a good Enshrouding Mist pickup here. Take it over the Charging Griffin. And Titanic Growth. I think Titanic Growth's good, but we actually... Well, I guess the Enshrouding Mist ability is kind of irrelevant with Taupe and Freeblade, but it's pretty good with Outland Colossus. Untap, get a block. We'll take the Mist over the Titanic Growth this time. Okay, Tabled Orchard Spirit's pretty nice. I like it. Alright, let's just commit ourselves to green-white beats and be pretty satisfied with that. Warhorn, I don't think it's great, but there's nothing else in there for us, so we'll take it. Zendikar's Royal versus Mantle of Webs. I don't think either are particularly good. Zendikar's Royal, not too bad with Warhorn, I guess. I'm not going to play Mantle of Webs. I guess I'll take Zendikar's Royal. Not a high chance we play it. Alright, we'll take the Investigation. Random synergy with Evolutionary Leap. It's actually kind of interesting synergy with Evolutionary Leap, since the creature you sack, you get more creatures to sack to find more creatures. So, not too terrible. Potential to get 12 1/1s with Outland Colossus, which also isn't bad. I think there's still a pretty high probability we're not going to end up playing Murder Investigation, but that was a fairly successful pack one for us. The green cards we got that are pretty playable are Leap, Spirit, Colossus, and Gorger. It's not a bad start. Okay. So we can take Knight of the Pilgrim's Road, or we can take Might of the Masses. I think I'll take Knight over the first Might, because we actually have more non-creature spells than creatures right now, so why don't we find a few more creatures? And I think Knight of the Pilgrim's Road is a perfectly acceptable one. It's another good card with Enshrouding Mist, too. So, actually, if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Might of the Masses. But I'm kind of hopeful we'll find some more along the way. And for now, I just want to take a nice 3-drop creature. I don't think Knight's insane, but it's certainly a fine card. Well, there is a Day's Undoing, but it's only worth about a ticket, so not that big of a deal. I think we're just going to slam a Somberwald Alpha. It works pretty phenomenally well with Renowned creatures. And definitely works well with Outland Colossus as well. So just a really nice pickup for us. And our first 4-drop. So, very good. Ooh, Blessed Spirits. Also Wild Instincts, Pharika's Disciple. And I think that's the only picks. Probably the Wild Instincts. Our removal currently is Swift Reckoning and nothing. So looks like we need some more removal. I do like Blessed Spirits. But the only enchantment we have at the moment is Grasp of the Hieromancer. I guess Evolutionary Leap and Murder Investigation and Zendikar's Royal. We actually had more than I realized. But still, I'm going to take Wild Instincts because I think it's more powerful. Sigil of the Empty Throne. Well, it's a cool card. I don't think I'm going to go for that plan. I'd rather have the Stalwart Haven. Just a really nice 3-drop. Sigil's pretty cool with Zendikar's Royal, Evolutionary Leap, Grasp, and Murder Investigation, though. But I don't think we're going to end up playing Investigation. I would prefer to not play the Warhorn or the Zendikar's Royal or the Aven Battle Priest, for that matter. For now, let's just have all our premium cards in there in the deck so we can see what we're building towards. Yeah, I think Sigil's cool. I do think it's a cool card. I think I'd rather have Stalwart Haven play more of a green-white beatdown deck, though. Okay, I actually like Tactician quite a bit. It's very good with Renown. So, seems like a fine pickup here. Otherwise, it's Caterpillar for the sideboard to take out that pesky Sigil of the Empty Throne. Anointer is very, very powerful. So, pretty happily picking that up here. The Great Aurora. I always read it and I'm disappointed. Each player shuffles all cards from his or her hand and all permanents he or she owns into his or her library. Draws that many cards. Yeah, it's not that great. It's not even worth anything, is it? It's probably one of the cheapest mythics I've ever seen. Guess I can take Auramancer. I don't love it. It's only the mythic's only worth about 38 cents, so I think I'll take Auramancer. Seems playable. Vial actually seems pretty good for us with our Renown. I like it more than Jailer, since it actually gets you a card. I'm going to hate the Boggart Brute here, overtaking a second Battle Priest. I think Brute is far and away the best card remaining in there, and it's just strong. So we're in a decent spot. We only need 5 more creatures. We have another pack to look at. I guess I'll take a second Battle Priest. I don't love it. So we've got a couple removal. I wouldn't mind some more. I guess Bone to Ash maybe stops our top end. We'll take a Jailer here, I guess. Prefer to not play it, but I can in a pinch. We can put stuff I might end up playing over here in this pile. All right. So only need like 7 playables. I guess I would prefer to not play the Oromancer too, but we technically do have some enchantments. Oh yeah, I guess Zendikar's Royal is something I could consider as well, but I would prefer to not play it. It's kind of cool with Evolutionary Leap. Play a land, get a creature, you can sack it to find a better creature, ideally. And yeah, last pick Plains. Oh man. I don't like opening a Whirler Rogue and passing it. It's a bummer. I think we're going to have to, though. Our pick is the much less exciting Rock Smaller. But kind of in need of better creature quality, so I guess we do take it. I mean, Whirler Rogue, Thopter Engineer, both very good. Whirler Rogue definitely being the MVP of this pack, but no choice. I think we're taking the Rock Smaller. It's an actual card we're going to take and almost assuredly play. I can't imagine a scenario where this deck cuts a Rock Smaller, especially with the Enshrouding Mist. So, seems like something we need. Well, there is an Immermaw Hellion, but I think we want War Oracle, but then again, we might want the Wild Instincts. There's also Pharika's Disciple in here. So, War Oracle works really well with the Enshrouding Mist. What's our removal count? It might be too low where I might need the Wild Instincts, because I think we're just looking at Swift Reckoning and a Wild Instincts at the moment, and then a couple combat tricks. I guess we kind of need the Wild Instincts. I think Oracle and Pharika's Disciple are really good. I'm hoping we can wheel Tactician at least. That would be nice, but we got to take this Wild Instincts and get some more removal. Oof, Citadel Castellan, that is beautiful. Slamming that. Enshrouding Mist passed, but Citadel Castellan, too good to pass, obviously. Super powerful. 3rd Wild Instincts? I might be on board with that. It's also a Might of the Masses, which is very good, but Wild Instincts is just really powerful. I mean, I have no problems rocking 3 of those. I think they can... They're just great kill... Just a great kill spell. For green. One of green's best kill spells, even though it's 4 mana. Yeah, we're going to take Wild Instincts over the Might. Be happy with that. Dwynen's Elite is very good. Otherwise, we could take Celestial Flare. We don't have any elves, but we're kind of looking for some more early game, so I might just take the Elite anyway. I could take the Celestial Flare, but we need some more creatures. I guess we'll take Elite. It does kind of suck that we don't have any other elves, so it's basically just a Grizzly Bear in our deck. I could take the Flare. What's the weakest card? Like, Oromancer is probably the weakest card in our deck right now. Still a chance we see some elves. I could take Celestial Flare. It might be better than Elite for us. But we need some more creatures is the problem. I'm going to take the Elite. I think Flare probably is better, but just 2 creature light to not take a creature there. All right, geez, that's a late impulse. Red was definitely open this draft, but we ended up in just great, white and green picks here, so it's not a big deal. Our deck is very good looking. All right, we'll hate a red card here. Probably the Acolyte. I'm going to just hate that because someone's going to get a nasty red deck. Aerial Volley has not been as good out of sideboard as I've wanted it to be honest. All right, I guess we could take Mighty Leap or otherwise a second Vastwood Gorger. I don't have any ramp, which makes the Gorger slightly less good, but I mean, we do need some more creatures. I could take a second Gorger. It's not terrible. Leap's not that great anyway, and we're kind of It's okay. It's kind of cool with your renowned guys, you know? I mean, it's pretty good with Castellan, whatever. I might take a second Gorger, actually. I don't mind having a pretty good amount of top end. All right, we're going to hate this Thopter Engineer. We're just going to super late pick red cards because red was super open. But our deck looks very good now. Like, I have absolutely no issues with our deck at this point. Guess we'll take a Valor, maybe. Pilgrimage to ramp. I don't love it, but I think it's the pick. Could play it over an Auramancer. Auramancer currently only brings back a leap if it gets destroyed. All right, take the Fury. Sure. With all that late red, maybe no one is playing red. There's probably at least one red player that's super happy right now. But like I said, we ended up with just a deck that's just fine here. Yeah, I don't have any issues with our deck, really. We have a good creature count. I could run a Pilgrimage. I don't love it, but guess it ramps us to our top end. Not that it's not like our top end really isn't that absurd. 2 5-drops, 2 6-drops. We should be just fine. We can find them with our Evolutionary Leap when necessary. I think this is actually just a good build of our deck. The least exciting thing is a Auramancer, but it can bring back our Grasp, so I don't hate it. Is there anything else besides that and the Evolutionary Leap that it brings back? I guess not, right? That's okay. I mean, I could see myself maybe cutting an Auramancer and cutting a Vial and playing a Royal and a Pilgrimage because they actually work well together, and that way Pilgrimage gets us to our 5 and 6 drops a little bit better. Not that Zyndakar's Royal is all that good. I don't think it's great, but I think it is kind of cool with the Pilgrimage, and it's good in flood situations. Whereas Vial lets you push damage through with like Freeblade, Aven, and Castellan and Knight. Well, Aven should probably get in anyway. I just feel like I don't need Vial. I do kind of want all of our 2-drop creatures, though. And, I mean, technically, Pilgrimage lets us get turn 4 Rocksmauler Colossus or turn 5 Gorgers, which are pretty good. And I'm not in love with Auramancer. I kind of want to give Zyndakar's Royal a try. I know this card has a pretty bad reputation, but I think it's okay. Certainly not great, but it's okay. Turn land draws into creatures. I kind of want to give it a try. It seems more exciting than Vial and Auramancer. I mean, Auramancer's just like a glorified Grey Ogre, basically, in this deck. And Vial is good, actually, but... Like, I could just cut Auramancer and run Pilgrimage and maybe keep the Vial and not run the Royal, but if I'm running Pilgrimage, for some reason, I kind of want to run Royal. Is that wrong? We still certainly have enough early game stuff going on. And it's kind of like having 15 creatures. Kind of. You know what? I'm going to try it. I've got a gut instinct. I want to try it out. I want to see what I think of Pilgrimage and Royal together. And then it kind of justifies running a Pilgrimage a little bit more too. We've got a decent top end I wouldn't mind ramping into. Okay, we'll give this a try. I guess Tactician's got some random synergy with Royal as well. I guess Warhorn would too, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I like Vial. I think Vial's good. I think this deck doesn't necessarily need Vial to be good with triple Wild Instincts and Grasp and Shrouding Mist. I think we probably have enough removal and tricks where I'm not too worried about it. 10-7. I need white early. I need double white and I need double green. I mean, technically, most of my white is early, to be honest. Yeah, like all of my white is early. I'm gonna do 9-8. If all my white wasn't early, I think I could see 10-7, but I mean, I really need white on turn one. So, okay. Yeah, this deck seems pretty good. Red was certainly open this draft, but we ended up with a very fine-looking green-white build. It seemed like white was actually more open pack one, and then it really dried up out of the next couple packs. And then green seemed dry in pack one, but really seemed a lot more open in packs 2 and 3. So that was kind of strange. But yeah, we'll run it like this, and we'll see you round one.